Welcome to DomiNations. My name is Mark, and after a long time, here we are again. I haven't been online for about 3 weeks before yesterday uploading and recording the video in German. So therefore, slightly I might be some kind of out of the game. If there are some new things happening or whatever I'm missing to recognize, don't hesitate to mention it down below in the comment section. I mean, that's why we are an active community. But don't waste that much time about talking. First on, some general information from my side. There might be some player out there, or probably you as viewer, which is expecting an in-depth analysis or concrete value statistics and facts about troops, buildings, upgrades, researches from the new update and the information age. Unfortunately, I will just in the beginning already mention to you that this is not the fact. So far, I don't have that much concrete information, and therefore, if those informations will get available, I will produce some specific videos. So for example, I don't want to spoil you, but there are some huge changes in the game, and if I get some specific information about, be sure I will make a video about in detail. So this will be a basic overview video about the update content of the information age, and probably some assumptions about how those implementations and update content might affect the game meta or the game flow experience for all of us players. Therefore, feel heavily invited to put your suggestions down below in the commentary section, and we can just start hopping to the update patch notes. Maybe a short information at the side. If you want to join the information age, you need to have level 300. It's only a little information, but I don't think to be underestimated, because a lot of players will have to rush to get there. So, finally, the information age is there, update version 9.0. And with the release of a new age, like always, we are getting access to advanced troops, especially to advanced troops, also advanced buildings, researches, and we will be able to construct additional claymore, landmine, and air defense, and anti-tank gun buildings. We will also get access to new mercenaries, such as the DRDO Pinaka, which is a ranged infantryman, the PMC, a merc soldier, and finally, after having the space and the digital age with no new heavy tank mercenaries, we will get the Type 99 tank as a new merc heavy tank, which will be mostly used by, I think, most of the players. I don't know any other sufficient tactic which is known to me so far to use other mercenaries currently senseful in your troop tactics. Also, we will have a new defense trap, the GCI radar. Fortify your base with the sleek new lightning fast GCI radar trap. This GCI radar trap is a new anti-air trap that summons an interceptor plane to fire an air-to-air missile at an enemy aircraft unit when it enters within the detection radius of this trap. Okay, interesting. Afterwards, we will go and analyze each point for point. Now I just will read them out so that you get all information just clear. New wonders. This age comes with 4 new wonders, each with its own unique benefits. So each 2 ages we get access to new wonders, and finally here we are. First, the Hermitage Museum generates a museum resource chest that can be collected every 6 hours. Okay. Not very concrete information. Unlocks a special museum exhibit in both the main hall and the war hall. Whoa. That allows you to equip an artifact of any type within them, including legendary artifacts. Sydney Stadium generates a national trade good chest that can be collected 6 times per day. Okay, what's in it? Guarantees a 10-time multiplier to your first lore contribution per day. The Taipei 101 generates a chest once per day that contains a variety of item and currency rewards. Increases the oil production rate per hour of all oil wells that are within a radius of this building by 20%. That's way more concrete. And at least we have the Burj Al Arab. Each house placed near this wonder reduces the upgrade time of all buildings by 1%. Probably also the estate is included. I don't know. Here it's only spoken about houses. Once per battle spawns spec ops infantry units when an enemy ground unit enters within its detection radius. So that's pretty interesting. We will go later on and see in detail what we can find out about. We also have the new library text. The first book is about aerial interception, and it obviously is about our GCI radar, if I'm not wrong. Chapter 1, increases damage of GCI radar aircraft by about 10%. Chapter 2 increases flight speed of GCI radar aircraft by 35%. Oh, well, this means that we have some reaction phase, like also of our SAM batteries. So it's not an instant air trap. It will also have to get some time. And obviously, if we are able to increase it by 1/3 approximately, so 35%, it should not be the fastest one. Chapter 3 increases GCI radar limit by 1. Okay, 4 increases damage by the aircraft by 10. Chapter 5, GCI radar cannot be cannot be disabled by satellite scan, by the satellite scan tactic. Counteroffensive. Chapter 1, plus 10% machine gun tower attack. So finally, we will also get some backup and some push for our redoubt towers, which are so far, it's only my opinion, pretty worthless. I haven't upgraded them and had never have a lot of trouble with them. Chapter 2, plus 10% machine gun attack. This should be about our defense and offensively used Gatling gunners from the factory. Chapter 3, machine gun tower suppresses enemy troops by 30%. Well, that's heavy. Chapter 4, plus 10% machine gun hit points. And Chapter 5, machine gun tower spawns 3 machine gun units when destroyed. So obviously it's all about our machine guns, our reduces, and they are getting way better than they are currently. Next book, Orders of Council. Chapter 1, reduces food and gold cost by law contribution by 15%. Okay, increases chance of multiplier 10 to law contribution multiplier by 10%. Chapter 3 increases parliament health by 15%. Chapter 4 reduces oil cost for law contributions by 10%. And Chapter 5 increases the chance for 20 multiplier to law contribution by 5%. Then we have the Assault Battalion. Chapter 1, plus 10% machine gun attack. Okay, plus 10% paratrooper hit points, increases hit points of heavy infantry spawned by APC by 15%, 10% more paratrooper damage, and at least, plus 10% commando movement speed. So all about our factory troops. Unfortunately, they are not increasing the total limit of the APCs to spawn. I mean, it doesn't matter for me if there are really strong and really fast all of the troops being deployed of the APC. I need more, man. They are limited too much. But okay. Next point, we also have the new alliance features. War efforts is a new branch in the alliance laws, containing 6 laws that focus on World War. Very inconcrete, but even more interesting. Especially in the very elite of the world and the ranking. I think many alliances will focus for it. Then we also have the new alliance level perks. Alliance levels now includes levels 16 through 20 with a unique perk included at each level. Level 16, laying plans. Reduces the cooldown of rally during World War attacks by 10%. Well, level 17, soldiers of fortune increases the damage and hit points of all mercenary troops during World War attacks by 10%. That's decent. Level 18, tactical dispositions, decreases the spawn time of the spawn time of defenders when attacked during World War by 10%. Obviously a game changer. Level 19, battle cry. Generals gain plus 15% attack speed while under the effect of rally or the tactic assault rally. This perk provides generals with a mechanic during both World War and PvP, so multiplayer. Yeah, and at least, Cold War promotion, so all troops which are getting donated in a level 20 alliance will be Cold War. That's all about, pretty interesting. Let's go into depth and try to analyze from my point of assumption, from my point of view, each of the patch notes. First, we have the new mercenaries we are getting, and here in detail, I'm talking about the Type 99 tank, the new Merc heavy tank. Most players will obviously use it due to the fact that there are little alternative tactics which are that much promising, like having additional 3 heavy tanks from our mercenary camp with us, especially if we are thinking about the combination with the new alliance level perks where they are getting increased by damage and hit points here. Let's come to the GCA radar, and over here it's getting pretty interesting. We are getting a new anti-air trap. So we don't only have our SAM batteries, we now also have an interceptor plane which is getting into the base. Unfortunately, over here 3 perimeters are not that concrete that I could evaluate properly. So first it is about how much damage will the interceptor will give to a plane which is triggering the GCI radar trap. Second, how much is the delay? I mean, if we are talking about, there is obviously a delay between triggering an anti-air trap and getting hit by it. And the third parameter which is coming to my mind is about how much or how big is the detection radius. So how far is the GCI radar from its detection radius? And the most basic point which is coming to my mind, it should be equal to our SAM battery. But the last point, which is about the research we will go through later, we will get the opportunity after having finished the research to have the GCA radar being unable to being disactivated or disabled by the satellite scan tactic. So probably the GCI radar could get a game changer. In my opinion, Nexon is definitely pushing a lot of focus towards the defense of bases, making it much more complex and also even faster. So more things about an attacker to think about, and therefore getting it harder to get an enemy base down. Most obviously due to the fact that we saw a phase of DomiNations where it was not too easy, but yeah, it was practically too easy to get 5 stars for bases, and it's always a rushing and a pursuit of getting more defense upgrades in the game, and then the defense gets too strong, getting more upgrades after more offense upgrades to the game, then the offense is getting too strong, and it's always a pursuit trying to leveling both of these important facts, the offense and the defense, to a new level. So it's pretty unconcrete over here. It's up to see whether the GCI radar will be a game changer or not. Then we also have our new wonders. And from the first glance of view, I would suggest that it's a no-brainer to go for the Hermitage Museum. I mean, first it generates a museum resource chest that can be collected every 6 hours. And as far as I read, it is about it generates supplies, researchers, benefactors, so basically all stuff we need in the museum. And that's pretty good, but it's not the decent or the main fact about the Hermitage Museum. It is about getting a new place to get one of our artifacts or exhibits being placed and therefore active as in the multiplayer as well as in the Worldwar. So we have to choose to get a legendary an additional defense artifact, and resource artifact, and offense artifact, and for both multiplayer and Worldwar we can exhibit it and use it, which is getting, if you have the right artifacts, and really game-changing advance to you in case of other players who don't have it. The Sydney Stadium generates a national trade good chest that can be collected 6 times per day, and it will have, after my information, 1 kind of national trade good, but in an unspecific amount. The first negative thing about it's only 1 kind of national trade good, and I actually currently don't know, is it about 3 up to 10 possibly, or 3 up to 20, I don't know. The other thing is we have to collect it 6 times per day. So this means if you want to get the maximum out of this World Wonder, you have to get online to these points. Otherwise, you are wasting some power of this World Wonder, and therefore it's some kind of forcing you to get online. At the other hand, we have a guaranteed multiply 10 multiplayer to your first lore contribution per day, which could be really awesome if you get 10 times multiplied 15. Otherwise, if you're only getting 10 times multiplied 1, it's nearly like nothing. So in my opinion, the Sydney Stadium is definitely out of the game and not really to choose about. Even if there are some active players which are struggling for national trade goods, I think it's not comparable to the Hermitage Museum. We have the Taipei 101, which generates once per day a chest there, we have a variety of items and currency rewards. Actually, I cannot imagine anything which could be inside, which is so valuable that it's comparable actually to the other World Wonders. So this point is pretty nonsense for me. Increases the all prediction rate per hour of all of our oil wells that are within a radius of this building by 20%. Actually, currently there are so huge bonuses which you can get from your museum and then loot in the multiplayer that most active players will not have any problems by raiding their oil. And therefore also the second point is not that beneficial in my opinion. Also you have to locate all of your oil wells next to this Taipei building, and therefore they are also pretty exposed, being easy to getting robbed by enemy attackers. Therefore also the Taipei 101 is not a really choice for me. At least we have the Burj Al Arab, which is the single and only defense World Wonder so far we have in the information age. Each house placed near this wonder reduces the upgrade time of all buildings by 1%. So we will talk about all of our houses, probably even the estate, and there we will get right around, I think, 8 up to 10% decrease. It's not a lot, but having buildings which are lasting for about 14 days, and this is summing up for each building, you could get a really benefit by having the most valuable factor in the game, the time, being reduced. That is not really bad. But at the other side, the houses are, if you have researched the capstone of Harriet Tubman to spawn some riflemen, the houses are pretty valuable, and I would not locate them all next to the Burj Al Arab for all of the game. I don't know. But it also spawns once per battle Spec Ops infantry, or if it getting destroyed, it will just get them out like all other resistance buildings. I don't know how many of them and how strong they are, but most obviously those are ranged infantry fighters, same as the houses. So probably the Burj Al Arab could be comparable to the Hermitage Museum, but in my opinion it's a no-brainer to take the Hermitage Museum if you are an active player. Let's come to the new library tags. I mean, the library tags are important, but we don't have to choose over here. In the about the World Wonders, we have to choose, get 1 out of 4, and the other things you are quite not getting. But in the library, it is only a matter of time, and earlier or later, every player has researched all of it if he wants, and therefore it is more about choosing which one to prioritize first. I think the aerial interception should be really important. I mean, if we are able to, just by a single research, increase the speed of the GCA radar interceptor plane by about 35%, so 1/3. This means that the plane initially should be pretty slow, probably having a huger delay than the current SAM batteries have, and they are sometimes really annoying because they are located to defend a specific building, but they are so slow that the invading airplane is being able to destroy the building before getting destroyed by the SAM battery, and so the use of the SAM battery was obsolete. Probably it's the same about the GCA radar, we will see. We will get another GCA radar, and we can make it completely being not disableable, is the right word, being unable to being disabled by the satellite scan. Yeah, that could be a game changer. We will see. The counter-offensive is pretty interesting due to the fact that the first time, in my opinion, redoubts are getting really nasty. Not only for ordinary players, also for commando attackers, due to the fact that commandos are focusing for defense buildings, redoubts are defense buildings but not shooting at commandos. But if the redoubts are getting destroyed, they will spawn 3 machine gun units, which then afterwards suppress and slow down the commando attackers, but also all other troops. And also the machine gun tower itself gets suppression power, which is really, really fucking badass. Probably I have to level my redoubts. We have Orders of Council, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it's okay. We have seen the... it was our assumption, and what I mentioned in the videos before, the parliament is getting destroyed by commandos. Commandos are only targeting defense buildings, and it has a range. So most obviously, later on, there will be some implementation about the parliament shooting as a defense building, and we get a defense building. The Orders of Council book in our research is also about economic stimulus and a little bit more health about our parliament, but it's a question about how much to prioritize it. At least we also have the Assault Battalion, and I think no player will get around it. The strongest and currently most requested troops, such as the paratroopers, the commandos, probably also the machine guns, are getting increased and getting better by this chapter. So it's only prioritizing which research to do first, but all of them are pretty sensible. The new alliance features. We will get a new branch in the alliance laws, and we will have to see how much this will strengthen up in specific alliance in matters of World War. Could be pretty lame, it could also be pretty strong. Yeah, so I don't want to get any assumptions without any basic information, and therefore I'm unable to get, to make some useful assumptions at this point. It sounds like a game changer. At least we also have the new alliance level perks for all of our alliance getting from level 16 to level 20. The level 16 increase by about laying plans reduces the cooldown time of rally during World War attacks by 10%. It's nice to have, but currently I think most attacking strategies are not about rallying. Only if you are playing with paratroopers, for example, but if you are playing with commandos, mostly you will not rally. If you will, nice to have it. Level 17, Soldiers of Fortune, increases the damage and hit points of all mercenary troops. It's a must-have, and it's really useful if you are using your mercenary troops as deception troops. Level 18, Tactical Dispositions, decreases spawn time of defenders when attacked by World War by about 10%. So again, the defense buildings, defense bases, which are specializing for defense and which are strong enough already, are getting strengthened up, and this will be a game changer, I'm pretty sure. Level 19 Battle Cry, getting 15% more attack speed for our generals if they are getting rallied, either by tactic or by the rally command. I think it's nice to have, but will not change it entirely. If we are also talking about General Eisenhower, so yeah, basically if you're using it, especially Zhukov and Eisenhower will get again insanely strong, and at least the Cold War Age promotion, which should not be a game changer. It's only about donating troops, and if you want to get the strongest troops, you just request a player which is in the information age then. Hopefully the video clarified some important points for you. If you have any further questions or assumptions, just get it down in the commentary section. If I will have more clear or more detailed information, I will share them with you with about a special video, probably, for example, about the World Wonders, the GCA radar, or whatever. See you soon, your domination tips.